Yes, you are seeing this misnomer correctly. Killer Sulfur from 2019. The most relaxing way to die. This film can deliver some unorthodox grills and thrills. When a Kriller recliner falls in love with a girl, it's up to a disgraced Jewish rabbi and a couple of broken-hearted detectives to figure out how to stop the bloody carnage that will follow. Yeah, that's exactly what it states. First, there was Rubber that I viewed that had the Kriller tire and then Deathbed, the bed that eats. That was just so freaking awful, but so enticing. You have to see. At least this one is well aware. Don't sit on the furniture. This one, it feels like where it's dramatic irony, or where the movie does take itself seriously, but it's also funny. It's an independent film released with a budget of $80,000, and it's where this sofa is possessed by a Dybbuk, which is a demon in Jewish mythology, where it has to be contained in a box, which does come in later. And all the meanwhile, this cute girl has her one of her former lovers, I think, Francesco, Federico. I'm sorry. Is missing. They don't know why. Lo and behold, it turns out that there are some other people that are missing, and I'm like, okay, what exactly is going on? Well, it turns out that because in the late 1800s, so maybe roughly 150 years ago for this movie, that there's some love going on, and they discovered a tryst or something like that. And so, two people named Valerie and Gerard, one of them becomes a Dybbuk because um, it's a restless human soul is one of the reasons why they exist, and lo and behold, it possesses it. So, we actually get to see it interact, which I like. It moving around, raising the footrest, having some shifty eyes. They don't have like the eyes that are right here. You can just imagine two googly eyes. Actually, make it look like a kind of intimidating recliner, which I can't believe I just said. But at the same time, it's like we do get some funny moments, especially when it's able to like shift the eyes. It's able to move. And my personal favorite is that when there's like a pervert or whatever, about roughly an hour in, the chair actually performs a curling that's actually feels justified. Takes an iron, whacks it over the head, and it's all done with no music. There is really no music in this movie, which I'm just like, that would make sense because, I mean, at the ending there's a song, but I think it's just where you pay attention to what's going on. It's almost like silent movie humor, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but that took me by surprise. It's like, yeah, you're going to get some of the speeches going on. You're going to get a detective who's doing push-ups. It's like he's doing push-ups. He's also got the dumbbells that are right there. So it's that style of humor where you do have to pay attention on, it doesn't like overstay its welcome and everything. Just the idea that a Dybbuk would inhabit a chair just sounds so ridiculously stupid. Yeah, we get the rabbi who does some information where goes on to YouTube or whatever and gets information about Dybbuk, so that way it's explained to us, the surrogate audience, and to him. So I'm like, okay, that's actually an interesting way how to make it happen, and it felt like that. The mythology and explaining it was actually done in a respectful manner, which I can't believe I'm saying for a horror movie. I shouldn't even really care about it, but I guess with everything being so PC, it feels like it's a win for the Jewish community. So say what you will about that. Um, Obviously that like it's like, yeah, we're going to get a little bit of like, we get a couple of like krills and stuff like that, but yeah, obviously you can tell the sofa has affections for Francesca, and Maxine is there. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So, we get a couple of funny moments where the chair actually manages to go and crush this person's leg, and it's just, ooh, So it's like there's a little bit of horror, but then again, like I said, it's a dark comedy that has to do with silent movie style humor, which is an interesting blend. Yeah, you get an inspector named Gravy. What? Gravy is the last name. It's just you know exactly what you're getting with this. I mean, yeah, I mean, I wanted to see a little bit more blood myself, and maybe like another Krelling, but you know, we get some, at least some, an animated chair, which I appreciate. Characters, you know, just like whatever, who cares? Because you know exactly what it is. What I've done differently, I don't know. Maybe had a little bit more detail on the chair, or this chair only cost $100, and it was really the only one that they could afford. It was originally going to be called My Love, My Lazy Boy, but they sued. They feared getting sued from the company. Shoot, if I was the CEO, I would have been like, go right ahead, use the name, I don't care. Before they call it the furnishing, and ultimately they call it Killer Sofa, that someone says. So that's a freaking journey right there. And yeah, obviously they don't want to damage it, so you know. But yeah, if you ever do get the chance, you know exactly what you're getting. But almost like the movie Hobo with a Shotgun, you're getting a possessed couch with Killer Sofa, or recliner.